About a third of the youngest voters in the country say they are not planning to vote during the upcoming election. That's according to a new CBS News poll, which finds just 66% of registered voters under 30 intend to vote. That number goes up with age, with 94% of people 65 and older expecting to cast ballots. Our Caitlin Huey-Burns talked to some young voters, and one of them laid out the motivation he says he needs to head to the polls.
The couch is looking real comfy right now.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that's, I think a lot of people feel the way that you're feeling, is that, okay, you're telling me to come out and vote, but for what?
Right.
So you'd be entirely comfortable staying home?
For sure. Absolutely. You have to give us something to vote for. I think that's why a lot of people are choosing to, sit this one out.
CBS News political correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns joins us now. So, Caitlin, help us understand this sentiment. What is driving this, and how could this impact both candidates?
Hey, Lindsay, good to see you. Well, this is kind of the age-old question about this voting group, whether they will, in fact, show up to vote. You mentioned those poll numbers there. Young voters typically vote at a much lower rate than older voters. But talking to that one person that you highlighted there in that clip, this is a battle that the campaigns have been having right now, not necessarily competing against each other, but competing against the couch. And you heard from that voter there saying that the couch is looking quite comfy, that he would be entirely fine staying home because he doesn't believe that either of the candidates are speaking to issues that directly affect him, especially as a young Black American. Now, we've also asked these voters, what do you say to the argument that, if you don't show up, you don't vote, how can you possibly change things? And it was interesting to hear from them. Some of them noted to me that they found a lot more, that local politics affected their day-to-day lives a lot more than national politics. They didn't feel like at this stage in the game, given how long it takes to kind of change things nationally, that their voice would really kind of have a say in seeing some quick kind of change. I should also note that younger voters obviously don't have a history pattern of voting like older voters do. And that's significant here, too, that, we saw in this poll that young voters and older voters aren't necessarily happy with their choices, but older voters are more focused on actually turning out to vote, saying that they will vote no matter if they don't like the candidates, while younger voters say that their dislike of the candidates is fueling their, desire to maybe sit this one out.
Well, and many under 30 believe their elders are leaving them a more dangerous world. I mean, a worse environment, less opportunity. What's contributing to that? And because I know that you're so adept at analysis, I'm going to throw a curveball. Isn't staying on the couch and not casting a vote, doesn't that equal a vote for Trump because young voters really helped Biden in 2020?
Well, it's interesting because, yes, young voters did help Biden win in 2020. And in our polling, it was interesting. Among those voters who did show up in 2020, only a third are saying that they will do so again. And to your earlier question, which I think is really important here, is kind of looking at what is potentially, driving these voters if they do turn out. The economy is top of mind. And that is important because, as you mentioned, this is an age group that is feeling a little bit distressed about their future, really. You see on the screen there, 61% saying that the environment is bad. So it's the economy, climate change. They're also concerned about guns and lack of diversity also in representation. But when it comes to the economy, voters that we talked to noted, no matter who they were supporting, that things feel like they cost a lot more, that it feels a little bit difficult to get ahead, and they're feeling like it's just more difficult than it was for previous generations or how previous generations might feel. So that's significant because of all of these issues that we're going to hear about in the debate this week. The economy and inflation are really driving votes for young people. One voter told me that, she just graduated from college and she's working at Starbucks while she's looking for a career, and she thinks that her job right now is paying more than a potential future career. So these are kinds of the things that they're thinking about at this stage.
Okay, Caitlin Huey-Burns, appreciate the insight and interviews. And a quick programming note, you can watch the first presidential debate right here on CBS News 24/7. Coverage will begin Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern on America Decides. The debate begins at 9 p.m. Eastern.